Triple H addresses what's next. After Seth Rollins pinned Damian Priest, the best and worst of WWE Money in the Bank 2024, Triple H discusses John Cena's WWE future. After his retirement announcement, Tiffany Stratton wins the Women's Money in the Bank. Triple H provides an update on serious injuries from Money in the Bank. CM Punk refuses to comment on a controversial confrontation. CM Punk called out for being an agent of chaos. A Bloodline member sends a message to Roman Reigns after MITB. Roman Reigns may never be returning, says a WWE employee. Let's dive right in. The best and worst of WWE Money in the Bank 2024. Money in the Bank 2024 was a mixed show. While there was not a single bad match on the card, WWE made a lot of questionable booking decisions. This has cleared up the pathway for SummerSlam 2024, while there is still some confusion. So with that in mind, let's look at the biggest positives and negatives from Saturday's premium live event. Number 1, the best and worst, Cody versus Solo at SummerSlam. But a star is born at Money in the Bank. WWE booked themselves into a corner with the main event of Money in the Bank. There really could have only been one outcome. The Bloodline wins. However, it means that Solo Sikoa will likely main event SummerSlam against Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship after pinning the American Nightmare. For all the issues regarding SummerSlam, though, there was one big positive here. Jacob Fatu, WWE's newest signing, had an incredible in-ring debut at Money in the Bank. The Enforcer has a scary combination of menacing and athletic, as he played a part in the finish. Big things lie ahead for Fatu. Number 2, worst. A disappointing loss. Triple H's insistence to hold off on big title changes has been detrimental to recent shows. A few such instances happened at Money in the Bank, including one with one of WWE's most promising stars. Braun Breaker should have won the Intercontinental Championship from Sami Zayn, but instead lost clean to one hell of a kick. This may have damaged his momentum following weeks of destruction. A title change would have made this show feel bigger, but instead, we are wondering if Breaker will be fine following his first main roster loss. Number 3, best. It's Tiffy time. Money in the Bank, at its best, is a star-making tool. Lots of major names found major success courtesy of the briefcase, and hopefully, it's Tiffany Stratton's turn to climb the figurative ladder. She won the 2024 Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, following an epic spot-filled contest. The 25-year-old star has a bright future ahead of her and is seemingly guaranteed to become the WWE Women's Champion in the coming year. This was the right call, even if Chelsea Green would have been equally entertaining as Ms. Money in the Bank. Anyway, expect a custom briefcase on SmackDown soon. Number 4, worst. The same thing again. Damian Priest retained his World Heavyweight Championship at Clash at the Castle 2024 by pinning Drew McIntyre after interference from CM Punk. Priest then retained his World Heavyweight Championship at Money in the Bank by pinning McIntyre after interference from Punk. The circumstances may have been different, but they make this worse. WWE essentially sacrificed the men's Money in the Bank contract for a year just to further the already intense feud between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. Somebody else could have benefited from holding the briefcase. Furthermore, Damian Priest retaining the title was not the ideal outcome either way. Seth Rollins would have been a better option to face Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam 2024. We didn't even get any Judgment Day shenanigans, which seemed anticlimactic given the tension between Priest and the rest of the group. Number 5, best. The John Cena retirement tour begins soon. Possibly the biggest headline from Money in the Bank, John Cena announced he will retire from WWE in 2025. While the exact date is yet to be confirmed, the 16-time world champion's farewell tour will kick off on the first episode of Raw on Netflix next year. Announcing this in advance would raise expectations, but it gives WWE enough time to ensure Cena's final year in the ring is rich in storytelling. Hopefully, he can still keep up in the ring, having not won a singles match since April 2018. From Royal Rumble 2025 to WrestleMania 41, every time John Cena steps in the ring before he retires presents an opportunity to do something memorable. The Hollywood star needs a few wins, though, so there is some value in beating him as he ends his in-ring career. Announcing this in advance would raise expectations, but it gives WWE enough time to ensure Cena's final year in the ring is rich in storytelling. Hopefully, he can still keep up in the ring, having not won a singles match since April 2018. From Royal Rumble 2025 to WrestleMania 41, every time John Cena steps in the ring before he retires presents an opportunity to do something memorable. The Hollywood star needs a few wins, though, so there is some value in beating him as he ends his in-ring career. Triple H discusses John Cena's WWE future after his retirement announcement. WWE Chief Content Officer Triple H recently discussed John John Cena's future in the Stamford-based promotion. The latter appeared at the Money in the Bank Premium Live event and announced his retirement. The Cenation leader had been talking about hanging up his boots for quite some time. Surprisingly, he showed up at the Money in the Bank PLE to announce that he would retire in 2025 after WrestleMania 41. The whole WWE universe was shocked to hear this, as no one was prepared to hear this from their childhood hero. During the Money in the Bank post-show press conference, Triple H was asked about John Cena's induction into the WWE Hall of Fame in the future. The game said that Cena would be inducted into the Hall of Fame on his own terms. Is the Hall of Fame in John Cena's future? Yeah, we can build him his own. It absolutely is. I am of the opinion that, and obviously myself, Nick Khan, and others will discuss this, but I'm of the opinion that John has earned the right to say when John wants to go in the Hall of Fame. When it works for his schedule, he's a busy man. When it works for his schedule, when it works for his time, when it's right for him as a person, the game said. The King of Kings also mentioned that he would talk with John Cena about when he wanted to be inducted. Sometimes performers want to put some distance between what they did so that they can separate from it and have a return sort of moment and feel that again after it's subsided. The answer for John's Hall of Fame is absolutely yes. When? I would love to talk to him about that. As far as who? One of my first questions when I would talk to John about when do you want to do it and who do you want to put you in? Like, that would be to me. That's the respect factor. It's always our first question to Hall of Fame inductees, he added. It will be interesting to see when John Cena will get inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Tiffany Stratton wins the Women's Money in the Bank. Triple H has reacted to Tiffany Stratton winning the 2024 Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Stratton outlasted 5 other superstars to win the briefcase for the first time in her career. In the lead-up to this year's Money in the Bank Premium Live event, Stratton defeated Jade Cargill and Candice LeRae in a triple threat contest. The victory allowed her to book a spot in the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. During the closing stages of the ladder match, Stratton shoved Chelsea Green from the top of the ladder, putting the ladder through 2 tables in the process. This enabled Stratton to unhook the briefcase and win the Money in the Bank contract. On X or Twitter, Triple H congratulated Tiffany Stratton and shared a photo alongside her. He also sent a message to the new Ms. Money in the Bank. The women's title picture is officially on Tiffy time. Congratulations to this year's Ms. MITB, Tiff Stratton WWE, wrote Triple H. The Women's Money in the Bank ladder match also included Zoey Stark, Naomi, Lyra Valkyria, Chelsea Green, and last year's winner, IYO Sky. It remains to be seen which championship Stratton will target in the coming days. The Women's World Championship is held by Liv Morgan, and the WWE Women's Championship is in Bayley's possession. Triple H provides an update on serious injuries from Money in the Bank. Triple H boasted about a successful 2024 Money in the Bank Premium Live event during the post-show press conference. As the chief content officer, Superstar's well-being is essential for him to move the storylines along. During the press conference, the game provided an update on whether superstars were injured at the PLE in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The 2024 Money in the Bank Premium Live event saw 2 ladder matches involving 12 superstars who pushed each other to their limits. The night saw many stars take insane bumps to give the WWE Universe their money's worth while keeping them engaged. At the post-show press conference, Triple H started by letting the people in the room know how Money in the Bank stood against previous PLEs. During the conversation, the King of Kings addressed the health of all superstars involved in the premium live event. He revealed that nobody was seriously injured, and that he was content with that as matches involving external objects may end differently. During his time with the media, Triple H addressed John Cena's retirement and gave him his flowers for his dedication to the business. He also spoke about Damian Priest's botch, saying that it should not affect him as he is doing a great job as the World Heavyweight Champion. CM Punk refuses to comment on a controversial confrontation. WWE superstar CM Punk made a surprise appearance at Money in the Bank this week. He foiled Drew McIntyre's cash-in during the show. A lot transpired at Money in the Bank this week. During the World Heavyweight Championship match between Damian Priest and Seth Rollins, Drew tried to cash in his briefcase. Punk interfered and laid out McIntyre with several chair shots. He even smacked the Scottish Warrior with the world title, leading to Priest retaining the gold. However, this appearance opened old wounds once again as the Visionary mouthed off to CM Punk. WWE announcer Corey Graves quickly jumped into action and prevented any escalation between the two stars. During the Money in the Bank post-show presser, a journalist asked the straight-edge superstar about his interaction with Rollins. After the question, Punk paused for a while to gather his thoughts. He then replied that he did not want to share any comments about the interaction, before closing out the interview. No comment. Drew McIntyre was seething with rage after CM Punk once again foiled his chances of winning gold. The collision between these two men seems imminent at this point. It remains to be seen, however, if Punk is cleared for in-ring competition. The best in the world spoke about his rehab and mentioned that he was giving it his all to be ready for in-ring competition soon. It will be interesting to see how this storyline develops and whether Punk and Rollins come face-to-face in the weeks leading up to SummerSlam. CM Punk called out for being an agent of chaos. WWE star CM Punk made his presence felt at Money in the Bank this week. He showed up and cost Drew McIntyre another chance to win the World Heavyweight Championship. Drew McIntyre won the Money in the Bank briefcase this week. He tried to cash in during the World Heavyweight Championship match between Damian Priest and Seth Rollins, leading to the match being made into a triple threat. However, Punk foiled his plans as he introduced a steel chair to Drew's back. He then slammed the Scottish Warrior with the title, incapacitating him. During the Money in the Bank post-show, former WWE champion Big E spoke about Punk's interference. He claimed to have been friends with Punk for a long time, but noted that the star thrived in chaotic situations and didn't care if he offended anyone with his actions. E felt Punk had a polarizing personality and would not stop until he exacted revenge on McIntyre. Look, once again, I can't say that too many of us are shocked. I've been friends with Punk for a long time. He's been good to me, but he's what I would refer to as an agent of chaos. He is someone who is very polarizing and he doesn't have any issue upsetting people, and clearly he's upset you many times, Wade. After the show, Drew McIntyre was unhinged after CM Punk destroyed his other chance at the World Heavyweight Championship. He showed up to the post-show presentation and called out Punk for his actions. When the Raw general manager Adam Pearce tried to stop him, Drew elbowed him and shoved him aside. WWE commentator Wade Barrett stepped in to calm McIntyre down. Barrett told Drew that if he hit Pearce one more time, he would be fired from WWE and would never get an opportunity to face CM Punk. Wade then escorted Drew McIntyre out of the studio. A Bloodline member sends a message to Roman Reigns after MITB. Roman Reigns has been away from WWE since losing the undisputed WWE Championship in April 2024. Amid his absence, the Bloodline has undergone numerous changes, with Solo Sikoa now leading the faction. Anoa'i family member Reno Anoa'i has now sent a message to Reigns. Reigns' legendary father and Anoa'i family great, Sika, recently passed away. Hence, the 39-year-old has been spending some time with his relatives. On X, Reno Anoa'i has sent a message to real-life Bloodline, including the tribal chief. He shared a photo featuring his relatives and called Reigns their family's chief. 3 brothers, the chiefs of our Anoa'i family. My dad Leapai Ryan, my uncle Folau, and their little brother Anoa'i Sika Joe. This is the Bloodline, these are our family chiefs, Reno wrote. The WWE Universe has been vocal about Roman Reigns' absence from television. Fans have been clamoring for the head of the table's return, especially with Solo Sikoa making major changes to the faction. At the Money in the Bank Premium Live event, Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga defeated Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton. Sikoa pinned Rhodes after hitting him with the Samoan spike. Roman Reigns may never be returning, says a WWE employee. WWE announcer Wade Barrett feels Roman Reigns is not coming back to the Stamford-based promotion. In the absence of the tribal chief, Solo Sikoa has taken over the mantle and assumed leadership of the Bloodline. The Bloodline prevailed over Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens this week in a 6-man tag team match at Money in the Bank. The faction was just too much to stop for the babyfaces, as they used every underhanded tactic in the book to pick up the win. During the Money in the Bank post-show press conference, Wade Barrett claimed that Roman Reigns was, in all probability, never returning. He based his claims on Solo's statements a couple of weeks ago on SmackDown. The WWE announcer stated that Reigns probably would not want to return and deal with the likes of Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu. We heard a couple of weeks ago, Roman Reigns is not coming back. There's not been a reaction, has there? Would you want to come back and deal with this? I mean, time moves on. Roman Reigns is right up there with the greatest in history of this entire industry. I'll never take anything away from Roman. Massive loss to the industry if he's gone. But right now, it's about Solo Sikoa and the rest of the Bloodline. During the same conversation, Barrett mentioned that the current iteration of the Bloodline may be even more dangerous than Roman's version. He felt the faction sent a strong message as they eliminated Cody, Randy, and Owens with vicious cruelty this week. I'll tell you this might be better than anything Roman Reigns and his version of the Bloodline ever created. Did you just witness that? Did you see what I saw? It's a terrifying unit. With this win, Solo has now pinned the undisputed WWE champion. It will be interesting to see if he gets a shot at Cody Rhodes' title in the coming weeks. Triple H addresses what's next after Seth Rollins pinned Damian Priest. Unfortunately, Damian Priest was involved in a big botch during Money in the Bank, and Triple H has now addressed the controversy. The WWE CCO talked about the situation in a press conference. At Money in the Bank 2024, Seth Rollins hit Priest with the Falcon Arrow. He pinned Damian Priest, and although everyone expected him to kick out, he didn't. It was over. The title should have immediately changed hands. However, the referee pretended that the kick-out had happened. As a result, there was immediately a controversy where Seth Rollins should have been crowned. Triple H was asked about the controversy and spoke about it. He said that he knew that Priest didn't kick out, but ultimately, the referee's decision was final, and that's what mattered. He went on to add that he wanted to focus on the positive and felt that everyone had performed at the top of their game for a long time. Referee's decision is final. I am looking forward to having a conversation with the referee to see what he saw that I didn't see, that you didn't see, that no one saw. Human being in a ring, mistakes happen, things happen. Triple H then went on to talk about Damian Priest and sent him a message. He said that he felt it was a shame that Priest would be hit with that mistake more than anything. To me, I wish I could just go in the back, shut off his phone, have no one talk to him for a while, and just let him think about all the other great stuff that happened, and the role that he's been on, and how great of a job he's done as world champion, and what he's done to get there, and deserve it. He deserves all the credit in the world for all those things. He has stepped up to a place that where when you see him as a performer now, I feel like I'm watching a champion come out. It appears that WWE will not be addressing the controversy in the storyline, and as Triple H said, the referee's decision remains final with Damian Priest as the champion. For those wondering about a rematch, it seems that it will not be the case, and that Priest will remain the champion heading into SummerSlam.